I've owned sit-stand desks for years. Now, after using them for all this time, are they actually worth it, or did I just waste my money? Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. I create a lot of work from home content, but I realized that I've never really taken time to talk about the centerpiece to any setup: the desk itself. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. I'm Thomas, and I've had the privilege of working from home full time, both as a software engineer and now as a content creator. Please keep in mind that productivity lies in your mindset, and a sit-stand desk is not at all necessary to get your work done. Always take your time purchasing anything for your home office and desk setup. This stuff can get expensive quickly. As a quick note, there are plenty of options for sit-stand desks, full desks, and frame-only kits that you can pair with your own top. Now, in this video, I'm not focusing on specific brands or anything like that because the fundamentals don't change. Crank or motorized, the benefits and drawbacks come from how you use the desk. The main benefit people talk about with a sit-stand desk is reducing how much time you spend sitting. Now, studies have repeatedly shown that sitting all day isn't great for you. Standing more frequently can help boost your energy and improve your posture, so to start with, it can help with back pain from sitting all the time. Let's be perfectly clear here. Sitting or standing for prolonged periods of time isn't good for you. The real advantage of a sit-stand desk is that it lets you move more often. Instead of being stuck in one position all day, you can easily alternate between sitting and standing. It's this frequent shifting that does things like reduce muscle stiffness, improve circulation, and might even help you avoid some common issues like the aforementioned back pain or tension headaches. Another potential benefit that you can reap with a sit-stand desk is focus. Now, I find that changing positions throughout the day helps keep me focused, especially during that mid-afternoon slump. Coffee, of course, helps too. One thing I find standing desks do is allowing less friction between me and the task itself. Now, what I mean here is that because standing encourages movement and therefore provides the freedom to move around, I can easily step away from the desk for a bit to think, refocus, or take a break, and then easily jump back into the task without needing to sit down and readjust the chair back into position. It might sound ridiculous, but it's one of the things that I enjoy most about a standing desk. Another benefit that's very specific to me and my work is that a standing desk makes shooting videos a lot easier. For example, I can quickly raise the desk for overhead or top-down shots without needing to constantly readjust tripods or my camera rig. It also gives me the option to shoot A-roll standing up while keeping my desk as a backdrop. So if you're a video creator too, the benefits you can get with a standing desk are surprisingly numerous. But before you rush out and buy a sit-stand desk, there are certainly some downsides you need to consider. Going from sitting all day to suddenly standing all day means there's going to be an adjustment period. For me, the initial period with my sit-stand desk felt a bit awkward, and I found that if you overdo the standing early on, you might get sore feet, tight calves, and even low back fatigue. Another thing to keep in mind is that ergonomics can matter even more when you're standing. Now, I'm not an ergonomics expert by any means, but in my experience, I found that, for example, if your monitor is too low or too high, it can push your neck forward, which in turn might strain your eyes. If your keyboard isn't in the right position, it can stress your wrists and shoulders. Standing with locked knees, leaning on a hip, or letting your core go slack can reinforce bad posture rather than fix it, which leads to, you guessed it, more discomfort over time. The goal here isn't to sit or stand all day. It's to alternate positions, pace your standing time, and fine-tune your ergonomics, like having your monitor near eye level and your keyboard around your elbow height. Having used a sit-stand desk for a long time now, I would recommend an anti-fatigue mat as an add-on. It can help ease soreness and exhaustion of your legs, as well as reduce pressure on your knees, lower back, and joints during long periods of standing. My general rule of thumb for ergonomics is to set the desk and keyboard at about elbow height so your elbows are near 90 degrees with your shoulders relaxed and your wrists straight. Keep the top of the monitor at or just below eye level so that your gaze naturally falls 10 to 20 degrees down to the screen center, with the monitor about an arm's length away. For standing, your feet should be roughly hip width with your knees unlocked while shifting your weight periodically. Last, if you can, keep your mouse close to the keyboard so that your upper arms stay by your side. There are some important points that I think you should consider if you're in the market for a sit-stand desk. First, when you compare sit-stand desks, look for the lifting capacity. Brands sometimes list two numbers: static, what it holds when stopped, and dynamic, which is what it can lift while moving. The dynamic number is actually what matters day to day. Now, many electric frames lift around 150 to 350 pounds, but check your model. If a page doesn't separate the two weights, assume that the number shown is the static max, with the dynamic max probably being around 70 to 80% of that, but in some cases, it can be as low as 50%. The next thing is stability. Now, standing desks are known to wobble at taller heights, so remember that not all frames are made equal. I'd suggest checking for a solid lateral feel and low front to back wobble. If you're tall or use heavy monitors or monitor arms, stability should be high on your list of priorities. Speaking of being tall, make sure that the desk reaches your standing elbow height and goes low enough for a relaxed seating posture. As a general rule of thumb, standing desk height should equal your elbow height when your shoulders are relaxed and your elbows are at around 90 degrees. If you're a tall person, check that the max height, which includes the desktop thickness, is enough for you. If you're short, make sure that the desk can go low enough without forcing you to shrug your shoulders. When it comes to controls, memory presets save time. Anti-collision is also important, and it's good to keep in mind that implementations can differ from desk to desk. Some are sensitive and can stop for no reason, and others might barely react. Depth is also important. One of the reasons I chose my specific desk is that it's 30 inches deep, so it gives me better monitor distance and overall space than the more standard 24-inch desk. As far as desk thickness, make sure that it's good enough for whatever monitor arm you choose. If you add on some kind of cable management system under the desk, it especially becomes important as you'll need to make sure that there's enough clearance for the tightening knob on the monitor arm. As a tip, I find it's a better idea to do cable management when the desk is at its standing height so you don't get any surprise yanked cables as the desk raises for the first time. When possible, look for a desk with longer/deeper feet because it increases stability. Also, if casters are an option and fit within your budget, get them. It makes refactoring things later on a lot easier if you plan to get behind your desk, and you will need to get behind your desk every now and then. Casters can introduce more wobble, so make sure that the casters are lockable and, if possible, rubberized. Last, desk frames and electronics often have different warranty links, so check first what those are before making any sort of purchase. Also, make sure that the brand you purchase from has clear parts availability and, as a bonus, straightforward assembly instructions, preferably available online. So, is a sit-stand desk worth it? Well, first, make sure you'll actually use it. And I'm serious about this. I know some people who own sit-stand desks who end up rarely ever using the standing position. Second, I would say that this is an upgrade for those of you who work from home often, at least 3 to 4 days a week, especially if you're looking at purchasing a more premium motorized desk. If you work at home once or twice a week at most, or if you're on a tight budget, some posture tweaks and a few timed standing breaks can get you most of the way there. Or if you want to be really creative, you can do what my coworker did at a previous company I worked for. No joke, this was what he did. Overall, If you're looking to buy a sit-stand desk, I'd prioritize stability, height range, weight capacity, and a reliable controller in that order. If you're feeling extra spicy, adding an anti-fatigue mat and of course some clean cable management techniques makes the standing part easy to use and the visual part look good. For me, the real value in a sit-stand desk isn't standing more, it's having the option to change positions on demand. And ultimately, that's what keeps work comfortable over the long haul. As a last tip for this video, between a good desk and a good chair, the chair to me is the most important part of any setup. Good chairs can keep your back intact, and bad chairs can have the opposite effect. So if you're going to invest big money into anything, in my opinion, prioritize the chair over the desk. That's about all I have for this one, guys. If you're still here, I appreciate your time as always. Drop me a BB8 down below just so I can give you a like for sticking around until the end of the video. If you like this video, please remember to hit that like button and please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you know when I release new videos. Also, please consider sharing the video if you think this would be helpful to someone else. I'm also very recently on Patreon now, where I plan to post more behind the scenes content, and I actually have my first Patreon exclusive there, so if you're interested in any of that stuff, I'll link it down in the description box. I've got more tech, desk setup, and gaming content planned as usual, so please stay tuned for that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.